Lesson 1.3, Least Common Multiple. In today's lesson, we're going to ask ourselves, how can you find the least common multiple of two whole numbers? In order to do this, we first need to know what a multiple is. You said a multiple is when a number multiplies itself to get bigger. You're correct. But you need to think of skip counting. So for example, in my number 4, if I wanted to find the multiple, I'm going to increase it by 4. So 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6 is 24. And it never ends. A number and a multiple for that number can go on and on and on. And you're just increasing it by itself. When I want to compare multiples, I simply create a list. And so I'm going to use the multiples 4 and 6 to show you this. I take my multiple and I write it out. So 4 times 1 is 4. That's the first multiple. And then I'm going to keep going. I can skip count or I can multiply. So I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. I'm going to do the same thing for 5. 5 times 1 is 5, 2, and I'm going to keep counting. Once you have listed the first couple of multiples, you want to ask yourself, are any the same? So if I look at the list that I've made, I can see that number 20 is the same for 4 and 5. And so I would say that's a common multiple. 20 is a common multiple for numbers 4 and 5. However, you may be asked to find the least common multiple. And so I have a word problem here that we're going to take a look at. In an experiment, each flower pot will need 1 seed. If the flower pots are in packages of 6 and the seeds are in packets of 8, what is the least number of plants that can be grown without any seeds or pots left over? And so I see the information that I need is packages of 6. I also have packets of 8. I want the least number. So right there, that's telling me I have to find the smallest number without any seeds or pots left over. That means I want to use all of them, okay? And so if I take a look at this, I'm going to go ahead and list my multiples. Actually, let's go ahead and type this in. So the first set of multiples I have, or the first number, maybe. All right, there we go. It's going to be 6. So 6 times 1 is 6 times 2. And I'm just going to keep going. And then I'm going to do 8. So 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, and I'm just going to keep going until I get the first couple. 56 and 64. Okay, now that I've listed them out, I'm going to go ahead and circle all of my common ones. So in this case, I see 24, and I also see 48. So there's 2 common multiples that the numbers 6 and 8 share. However, I want the least number, so the smallest number. In that case, that's 24. So I would say my least common multiple for 6 and 8 is 24. What you're going to do is go ahead and get out your math notebook. You need to go to the next available page and copy down the title, How to Find Least Common Multiples, also known as LCM, and that's why I have that abbreviation there in the parentheses. Once you've done that, continue to hit play. All right, step 1, I'm going to list the multiples for each number. Continue to list until a common multiple is found. So if you can't find one, you have to keep listing. And so I'm using my example from before, 6 and 8. Once you have step 1 and all the multiples copied down, continue to hit play. All right, step 2, circle the common multiples. So this is where I'm going to get a different color pen. You can use a pencil, that's fine, whatever works best for you. And I want to circle the common ones. That means the same. So I have 24, I have 24, I also have 48 and 48. Once you have done that, continue to hit play. Final step, write the least common multiple as your answer. And so in this case, if I'm looking at my multiples of 6 and 8, 24 is smaller than 48, so that's going to be my least common multiple. So I would write LCM, and I'm going to say is 24. So my least common multiple is 24. Once you have that copied down, continue to hit play. All right, so I'm leaving you with a word problem. I do want you to copy this word problem down. I want you to highlight your information that you feel is important. If you don't have a highlighter, use a colored pen or a pencil. And I want you to solve this problem. We will be going over this in class, so be prepared to show me your work and your thinking. Once you have this, continue to hit play. Last thing we're copying down today, our essential question. How can you find the least common multiple of two whole numbers? In your own words, I want you to explain to me, how would I go about doing this? I look forward to discussing this with you in class. Thank you.